Let's go. Fuck it.
Put a little seasoning on that shit, boy.
Fuck that seasoning.
Put some seasoning on there.
I don't need no. Put seasoning on. Put seasoning on.
I'm telling you, man, that shit, it ain't no better feeling. Put little Lawry's on that shit, boy. I'm telling you.
I make it better, huh?
Man, I'm telling you, man. Let me tell you, senior.
Now, you know, there's some poor folks, there's some old folks in the world, right, who get that, what's that word? Seasoning, salt, cancer?
Ain't nothing wrong with it. Ain't nothing wrong with throw a little seasoning on that shit, man. Go hard. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, man, some good shit.
Yeah, we should try getting lime meat.
Yeah,
lime ribs, I mean.
I wonder what it's gonna taste like if you fry some.
Nigga, amazing. Psych. Nigga, please.
Nigga, fry some is good as well.
Wrong shit. I got blood juices in my mouth. You talking about?
I'm gonna toothpick after this heat.
It's so chewy.
Chewy as hell. I like it.
Hey man, if you ever want to go on a fast, watch this shit. Cause watching this, I've lost my appetite just looking at this.
Let's go.
This will help you to go on a fast.
Alright, let me try the big pill.
And I'm gonna go out on a limb and say these are terrorists. This is bro. This is just straight disgusting.
So damn chewy though.
Now, a terror is a person who has a doesn't necessarily have to be an Edomite, but that's who the main enemy is. The enemy that sowed seeds. That's our main enemy. But I'm gonna go on a limb and say this is an Edomite terror. Both of them. At least one of them. Now, it's not too far-fetched to believe that there are some Jakes that engage in stuff like this, because you had believe that would be Issachar, I believe. Issachar or Asher. But there were some the Mayans they would do human sacrifices, and they would take the heart out and they would actually eat it. And that's prophesied in the scriptures. This is Hosea 8:13. It says, "They sacrifice flesh for the sacrifices of mine offerings, and eat it." You had some of the Mayans that they would sacrifice humans, and they would eat the hearts. Read it from the top. They sacrifice flesh for the sacrifices of mine offerings, and eat it. But Yahweh accepteth them not. Now will I remember their iniquity and visit their sins. They shall return to Egypt. And that's a prophecy. And now, so it's not far-fetched to believe that there are some nasty, trifling Jakes out there that would do stuff like that. However, bro, I'm getting a terror vibe from these two. And we're going to get into that. I paraphrased it earlier. This is Matthew 13:24, and it says, "Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. So here we are with another parable, and this is about the wheat and the tares. So seed, when you copulate, that is your seed. So your seed, and here isn't talking about a plant, but talking about a man who's actually sowing seed. Woman being the soil or the earth. Verse 25, but while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way during slavery. And actually, even sometimes, why some men actually were physically asleep, it doesn't necessarily mean that. But you had, I forgot what movie that it depicts that, but it was the mother, I think, giving her daughter off to an Edomite uh, slave master, and you know, she was even like coaching her, giving her advice on like what to do and stuff like that. And it was at night, but this doesn't necessarily mean at night, because Esau is doing this still to this day. You know, and you had some Edomites who impregnated some of these women. Some of them were, you know, other men's wives. Sometimes they were, you know, virgins. Sometimes they were underage. But Esau, he sowed tares amongst the wheat, and the tares. And we're going to get into that. Let me slow down. Are these other nations, specifically Esau? Uh, he was the main one that's sowing tares amongst our women. You know, our women is infatuated with Esau. You know, we love our oppressor over here in Israel. You know, just that serpent. You know, we just can't get Eve can't get enough of it. Okay, I'll read 25 again, Matthew 13:25. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat and went his way. But when the blade was sprung up and brought forth fruit, then appeared the tares also. So the servants of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, didst not thou sow good seed in thy field? From whence then hath it tares? He said unto them, An enemy hath done this. The servant said unto him, Wilt thou then that we go and gather them up? So he said, we're going, because wheat and tares, they look identical. You can't tell them apart. This guy, he looks like a Jake, and he don't act like a Jake. So thus the wheat and the tares, they look alike. They look identical. And another thing too, you have the opposite, which I'm probably gonna make a video about the wheat, but this is gonna focus on the tare portion of it. George Washington Carver, if I'm not mistaken, I believe he was a tare. I think he had a Edomite father. Yeah, I believe he had an Edomite father, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong, but this isn't gospel that that I just kicked to you right there. But Louis Farrakhan, Minister Louis Farrakhan. He got a cracker for a daddy. Uh, his son, however, was a basketball player, and he got some pretty decent skills. But guess what? His son will be a tear too. You know, you got some mighty men of the nations. So yeah, you can't just go by person's looks. You can have the darkest Israelite and he could be a straight up tear, or you have the darkest Israelite and he could be a straight up Hamite. You know, that's why we go by the spirit. On that note, I'm gonna give all praises and glory to Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, Bashem Akakwadash. That belongs to others of GMS as well. Peace, salutation, and shalom.